Hello on the Daily Family. Welcome back to the show. Happy Friday, or whenever it is that, of course, you are listening to this. I sometimes forget that people listen to this show all the time, and it's not always Tuesday or Friday. So whatever day of the week it is for you, whatever time of day it is for you, welcome, and I'm glad you're here. Today, I have something on me that I need to get off my chest and I need to share, and it's kind of like in connection with the fact that I launched a new program yesterday, and that program is a mastermind called Launch with Power, and it's all for new entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs maybe that are looking for a relaunch or a rebrand or looking to scale a current launch, or just maybe you want to start a business, like whatever it is. And the reason why I came up with this is because when I was starting out in entrepreneurship in general, but especially with my coaching business, I used to I had so many questions. Gosh, I had so many questions. I was like, how do I start? How do I open a bank account? How do I start? Do I need an EIN? What's an EIN number? Do I need an S Corp? Does it need to be an LLC? How do I do tax write-offs? What's the strategy I should have? Do I need a launch schedule? Do I need to make PowerPoints? Do I need a website? Do I need all these things? And all of that was really overwhelming. But the biggest question I had was, is anybody else fucking feeling this way? Am I the only one that has these questions? Why does everybody else around me seem to just get it? Right. Come to find out, a lot of people have these questions. And I figured it out by Googling a lot of it, but not everybody's going to go Google it. Google it. And what happens is people will just stay stuck, right? Maybe this is you. Maybe you've had this idea for a business and you've known that you want to start your own business for a really long time, but you just haven't because you get into scarcity, or you start to worry that nobody's going to pay attention to you, or you think that nobody's going to care what you have to say, or you think that you don't know enough, or you don't have time, or whatever it is. And, I think that's why I created Launch with Power. So Launch with Power is an 8-week mastermind for entrepreneurs looking to launch their business, scale their business, relaunch their business, or just get ideas for launching a business. And it's 8 weeks, and you get Voxer support. You also get bi-weekly hot seat coaching calls with me. So it's you're not just getting me, you're getting everyone. And if you don't know what a mastermind is, it's literally a space that you decide to enter where there are lots of different voices and everybody is there to support one another. And gosh, when you're starting a business, you get so many people hating on it. And that is kind of the big point of what I want to talk about today. But you get so many people hating on whatever you're doing. And they're literally just everybody's going to come for you. And so when you have a mastermind, it's literally a group of people that are literally going where you're going, doing what you're doing. They have the same fears. They have the same issues. They have the same limiting beliefs. And it's really a space to work together to kind of collapse the time it would normally take you to accomplish what you want to accomplish, because you have this vortex of higher frequency to get you there. And so that's why I love masterminds. And I think that this container will be really great as a mastermind, because you're not just getting me talking to you once a week on a call. You're also getting Voxer support with everyone else who's going through it. So you can kind of workshop things together, and it's really epic. If you are listening to this, I did yesterday when we launched it, I did a 1-day only offer for $777. You could pay that in full. You could pay that once per month. You could pay that 3 times over 3 payments. And I offered that yesterday only on my Instagram for the 12 days of D. And I am extending that offer to anybody who hears this on the podcast. So if you slide into my DMs and you say, I heard about Launch with Power on your podcast, I will offer that $777 pricing until the end of the weekend. So until the 19th, essentially. And then I will up the price. The price will be congruent with what is on the website and everywhere else. But okay, so I got a lot of shit. So that's kind of where this story starts. So when I started my coaching business, I got so much shit from people. Everybody, so many calls, you're making a mistake. This is confusing. It's going to water down your brand. And obviously my background is in network marketing. That's where I started kind of my big entrepreneurship goals. And so when I decided to go out and do something on my own, it came with a lot of resistance, people not understanding, people thinking that I was crazy, people the amount of calls I got was wild. But here's the thing, like I always just had this feeling in my gut that I needed to stand in my own power. And I needed to do that because when you stand in your own power, you are unshakable. And what I mean by that is you're no longer affected by what's happening in the external world because you have the ability to go within and say, I have the tools to do this. And obviously, when you build your own business, you know, like, listen, and network marketing is awesome. Like, I love network marketing. Network marketing changed my life. It taught me a lot about what I know. It's literally entrepreneurship with training wheels. That's what it is. And I love it. And it's not my business. I am a consultant or a franchisee of a giant multi-million dollar conglomerate that's owned by another multi-million dollar conglomerate. And I just knew, I felt it for a long time that I needed to create something on my own that I could run by myself, that was not dependent on, you know, changing of organizational structures in the business or changes in comp plan or the economy or how hard everyone else was working. Like, I didn't want my success to be tied to all of that. I really wanted my success to be my own. And so that's why I launched a coaching business, and I had all these skills. I knew how to coach people in business. I'm really good at helping people start their businesses. It's actually something that I'm best in the world at. And so I was like, oh my gosh, launch with power. This is the perfect mastermind because I get to help people launch their businesses in a way that feels good for them. That, you know, they're not going to have to hustle until they, you know, pass out because they're so burnt out and exhausted, but rather from a place of alignment and excitement. And that is something I really enjoy. And so that's where, you know, Launch with Power really came from. But it's just part of a bigger conversation because, y'all, we give too much of our power away. Like, we really do. We give our power away to our jobs, to our companies, to our partners, to our kids. Gosh, the amount of moms I see out there who are like, oh, I can't do that because my kids won't let me. First of all, your child is 2. So the fact that like your child runs you as a 2-year-old is you giving your power away. But you're also teaching your kids that it's okay to give their power away to other people. So when you project your shit as a parent, because like we all project our shit as parents onto our kids, even if we don't do it intentionally. If you're not teaching your kid to stand in their own power and to have their own boundaries, then they're going to take on those projections that you put on them, right? So like not giving your power away to your kids, I think is a really big deal. Not giving your power away to your partner. Oh my gosh, when Breezy and I started dating, I gave so much of my power away because I saw this woman who, like, Breezy's hot. Like, if you know Breezy, like, Breezy is hot. And she just has this like sex appeal to her that's like, it's so mysterious and it's so like magnetic. And she, like, back then she would always talk about her crush on like Ruby Rose, the model, and like all these people that I'm like, okay, well, listen, I'm attractive. I know that I'm attractive. I know that I look good. I will never be Ruby Rose. And that's not even me like talking bad about myself. That's just me talking up on her. And so I would try to lose weight and I would try to do all these things. And I found myself so insecure around her. And I would just like came to the realization like, oh my gosh, I'm giving my power away to my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend at the time, not even my fiance, but I was like giving my power away. So we give our power away to our partners. We give our power away. Like, so many network marketers give their power away to their company, right? They put all their eggs in that basket and like that is their everything. And it's like, you can't give your power away like that. You gotta find your personal power. And like, why is that? Well, it's because when you stand in your personal power, like I said, you're unshakable. Because at the end of the day, y'all, you can't control anyone else. You can't control what a company does if it's their company. You can't control what your partner does. You can't control what your kids do. At the end of the day, you can only control yourself. That is the only person you can control is you. And if you're spending a lot of your time trying to control everybody else, you're giving your power away. And you're projecting your inability to stand in your power onto other people by trying to control them. Well, if I can't control myself, well, then at least I can try to control everyone else to fit into the reality that I want. No. What if instead you just stood in your power and you reconnected instead of being reactive to everything happening around you? There's been so many times over the past couple of years that since I've done this work where people around me are freaking out, right? Look at the world right now. Like, we have so many people being triggered by so many things everyone else is doing all the time, whether it be socially, politically, religiously, like sexually, like it doesn't matter. People are so triggered by what other people are doing. And it's like, all of y'all are not standing in your power, because when you stand in your power and instead of being reactive, you go within and you trust and you have faith in that divine sacred light inside of you, you are unshakable. You are unshakable. And the most dangerous person in the world is the person who needs outside validation from no one. The person who does not need validation from a single person and stands in their power is the most dangerous person in the world, because you truly cannot control that person. And so that's the big reason why I decided to start my own business, because I didn't want my success to be beholden to anyone else ever. And so if this is resonating with you, I highly suggest that you jump into Launch with Power. It's 8 weeks at the beginning of the year, January 1st through February 28th, and it's going to blow your mind. It's going to just ignite you in such a way that is going to feel insane. And it's going to give you all of those butterflies that you want when you're growing your business. I mean, the amount of times I just felt so burnt out and like, I was like, oh my gosh, if this is what it's like to grow a business, I'm exhausted. Like, I don't want, like, there's a difference between working hard and hard work. Like, I don't think work should be hard and draining. I think you should work hard, but, if it's not coming from an aligned place and you're giving your power away, then it's going to feel like an uphill battle all the time. You're going to be reactive to everything. And if you're reactive to things in your personal life, then it's going to continue to happen into your business, because everything's connected. So I'm going to teach you how to stand in your power. I'm also going to teach you strategy. I'm going to teach you about, websites and, tax things. And I'm going to teach you about creating an LLC. I'm going to give you all my contacts, like my assistants, my accounting team, my website designer. I'm going to tell you about all of that. And we're going to really learn to stand in our power so that when we launch and scale our business, nothing feels crazy. So if you want to do that, find me on Instagram. Or click the link in our show notes. You can do that. Or come find me on Instagram, Danielle_on_the_daily, and ask for the link and tell me that you listen to the podcast, and I will make sure that you get that 777 pricing. And we'll be back on Tuesday with another episode. Tuesday is my birthday. So I have a good episode coming out for you on Tuesday with my fiance, Breezy, all about champion mindset. So I hope that you are here to listen to that one. And we'll be back. Love you so much. Bye.